Clank, clank. He is here. He is refreshed. You see that? You missed the big gulp he took earlier. He keeps it hydrated all day, every day. Next to the flowers, the Keebler is tiny, aka
Yo, I'm
Darren
a water guy
Branch,
now.
water champion,
I'm
water,
a water drinker now.
water drinker. Gotcha.
Like a much better American than I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm out here staying hydrated in the streets, in the desert. Episode 202,
Yes.
Love and Chokes podcast. It's your boy, Darren, aka Keebler is Tiny, sitting at a desk far, far away from me, where he is safe.
Hey, but bored.
Is I'm sure is Anthony. Anthony, what the fuck does it do?
Not much. Just found out I'm going to Austin for a month. I have no time to be in Cleveland. So,
Well, I love Austin, Texas.
yes.
Austin has a very special place in my heart for people that do not know. Back in the day when I was on a certain jiu-jitsu team known as Gracie Humoita, I did a little bit of moonlighting over at Gracie Humoita in Austin. And I covered for a homie who was in Brazil at the time. And Austin became like a second home to me before Vegas became my third home. And I like that city. I'm glad that like you also get to enjoy that city from time to time just because of work. And you've been to that academy, right?
Yeah, I've been to that academy. I am
And what
called.
was your experience like there?
I am now the Black Gato. That's what the owner called me, the Black Gato. He's like, oh, you sneaky, sneaky gato. You come in, you wear the white belshi. Why Darren never give you the blue belshi? You come in here, you sneaky, sneaky. Now next time we know. It was,
Yeah, he's great.
yeah, it was an awesome time.
So that's what I mean. Like there's a place there that I know has good jujitsu and good people, and like we don't share a patch anymore.
Nope.
And we can debate on whether that's a choice or something that was like put on me. It's hard to know.
Wait,
Like,
that you guys don't share a patch, or that like me and you
yeah,
don't share a patch?
you could argue. You could argue that I was never kicked off of Gracie Humoita. That I was kicked off of being a representative. So like my school was kicked out of Gracie Humoita, not me. Does that make sense?
Sure,
You could argue that,
but why would we?
but I don't know why anyone would. What I'm saying is you could, because I was never technically said that oh wait, I think it was actually.
Oh,
I think if you I don't want to pull up old things just to like I'm not trying to like dwell on this. This is much lighter in my opinion to me at this moment. But I think in the official like best of your endeavors, like best in your future endeavors letter that they post out whenever they kick someone off the team, I think it listed me as a human being. And which is fine. Like it's good. But there was a brief debate where it was like, well, you're still on the team, Darren. You're just not a rep. And I was like, I don't think so. And I don't want to fucking be. And that's when I just decided that no matter what was the interpretation or what was the intention, that I was no longer on that team, period. You know? And like still having no ill will toward them. Like this, I'm not a part of this. Like if my school's not an affiliate, then I'm not an affiliate, and then I'm not a member.
right.
Like I'm on my own. This is Ronin phases. I'm not under anybody right now. I have no teacher.
Yes.
The reality is I haven't had a teacher for quite some time.
So are you ever really a Ronin then? Like why can't I just be? Why can't I just be? Why do I hate that? I hate that. That's such a dumb term. Like, why do you? What do you
I
care?
don't mean it.
I know, but like in
I
general.
know that you talk to people that do mean it, and that's why you have a feeling about it right now.
Yeah.
I know you're sensitive about it. You're probably sensitive about shit like that. You're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like why?
It
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything.
It's just words.
Look, it doesn't mean anything. Here's what it should mean though. What I did was I ended up having to teach a lot of jujitsu to myself. And I want to make sure that other motherfuckers can do that too. So today at Extreme, after class, I'm sitting with some people that I respect, and one of them's a black belt. And I'm like, yo, I want to make this thing because I think there's a gap for beginners. I think there's all these people who are happy to buy Gordon Ryan's product, but they're never going to get to do that shit because they're not good enough. And they're probably going to quit well before they were ever even realistically close to being able to get good enough. Like they're not going to be around, and those moves are stupid. I want to make a product that is, you don't know any jiu-jitsu, you are a one-stripe white belt. Those are the only moves I'm going to teach, right? Only moves I'm going to teach. But what I'm going to do in those moves is try to empower the student to teach them how to teach themselves jiu-jitsu, because they fucking have to. Because chances are your teacher fucking sucks. And it's not that he sucks at jiu-jitsu. It's that he sucks at teaching jiu-jitsu. And even though I've said these kinds of things before, I haven't made a video that proves it in a while. And the last video I put out, I seriously think fucking proves that your teacher sucks. And the last video that I put out is about the armbar from the guard.
Oh, this gimmick. I know where
and
this
I
is
said,
going.
yeah. No,
where-
gimmick is a beautiful word in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
It's these sensitive cunts that don't know nothing about pro wrestling that think that gimmick means like vacuum cleaner that doesn't work or snake oil, you know? Like
Right.
gimmick is a weightless term. It means thing. Like, yeah, this is this thing.
Yeah.
So when people learn the armbar, they are taught, I put my foot on the hip, I rotate till I'm 90 degrees, I bring my leg over the face, and then I make my ankles heavy and I squeeze my knees tightly. I squeeze my knees tight. And then when you say, hey, coach, why do I squeeze my knees tight? They always say the exact same fucking thing. They say, so that you have control of the arm, so that you can control his arm. It helps you control the arm. And then you do the armbar successfully and nod and say, okay, cool. It helps me control the arm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That interaction happens all over the motherfucking world on mats every day. Every day, the same fucking interaction. And not once, I'm not saying not once, very, very rarely does a motherfucker say, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. That simply doesn't make any sense. What control? And what does control mean? Have we defined what control is? Do we know what the fuck we're talking about?
No.
Because the reality is,
No.
it doesn't aid me in controlling the arm. What it does is it provides me isolation. It keeps the person from putting their motherfucking head or their motherfucking knee into the goddamn armbar equation. That's the reason you do it. It doesn't give you control of the arm. It's a fucking myth. And your teacher says that because someone that could kick his ass when he didn't know how to do jiu-jitsu said it to him. And that's why he said it to him. And it just goes on and on and on. Meanwhile, they don't teach you how to think. They just show you a move and make you feel successful or make you feel like a failure. And now you're a slave to them. They give you this drug called a move. And you're just looking for your next fix like every other fucking junkie in this town. Well, what if somebody sets you fucking free? What if you didn't have to be a fucking junkie anymore? You could just actually like the fucking dope. You could just enjoy the dope and not be a fucking junkie. What if that was the case?
That would be
Well,
fun.
I say that is the case. And instead of when someone starts jiu-jitsu and they're like, hey, is there like a resource I could get that's good for beginners? And everyone just kind of being like, well, I don't know.
YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could go on YouTube and look up like, what we did in class.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you got to be careful with that. It might send you astray. You never know who that guy is. What if there was something that could fucking set you free and that gave you the map so that you know I can't lie to you? Here's how you can know I don't lie to you. When I tell you, boom, you follow these ideas, and if it goes outside of that, I'm fucking lying to you. And if anybody goes outside of that, they're fucking lying to you too. Now, the thing is, and this is how you cannot bury everyone, there needs to be a great deal of forgiveness in this. It's a cultural thing, this lying that I'm discussing. Because they don't mean to lie. When they say it controls the arm, they don't think they're lying to you. They're lying to you on accident. It's like a lie by omission.
Yeah.
And I'm not passionate about this in any way.
Yes.
I don't get upset about these things.
You don't? Oh, okay.
Uh-uh.
I do. It bothers me. It bothers me quite a bit.
I know, man. I know. like, it sounds crazy if you don't know me and you've never been to Cleveland. But, like, I know there's a lot of people that are fucking pissed right now. And, like, they don't even know that they're pissed yet. Or maybe they already got over it. But, like, it's like, since I'm not allowed to say these things on the mat, I'm going to say these things on my podcast on the couch that in the house where I live, right?
There you go.
Like, it's like, in Cleveland, I was the only girl in town that gave good head. And then I left. And I was sucking a lot of dicks, right? And then I left. And then all these people are like, man, has anybody noticed that, like, nobody knows how to suck a dick anymore? like, that's essentially what has happened. It's essentially what has happened. And if I end up doing the same thing in this fucking city, I mean, it could very well happen that way. Like, but I want to make it different than that. Like, I want to make something that sets you all free so that even if your teacher sucks, you never have to feel like you're getting bad head. You can teach your teacher how to teach you.
Yeah. Can you, though? Can you teach your teacher how to
Yes.
teach you? How can you do it?
You can. I'm not telling that
No,
shit
no,
right
no,
now.
no, 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 no. Not with the technique, but with the approach. You know what I'm saying?
It's your questions. Your questions can teach the teacher how to teach you, but you have to be sensitive to who your teacher is in the way that you form your questions, or you can alienate them forever and fuck up your experience. So you have to ask questions if you want to get super good. You must. You can't go through jiu-jitsu without asking questions, or you won't get super good. The thing is that most of these cunts who teach jiu-jitsu are very sensitive. They're very sensitive, and they're not as knowledgeable about certain aspects of things that work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you ask them a question, they're gonna get shook. And usually when they get shook, they're gonna shoot you down. And because you don't have any good jiu-jitsu yet, you can't say anything back. You have nothing back to offer. You have nothing to offer them back. So, like, say you're like, hey, yeah, I tried to do the triangle that way and it just didn't work for me. And they're like, oh man, you gotta practice. And it's like, oh, all right, well, do I pull the arm across or do I? No, you gotta pull the arm across. Well, I saw this thing where you don't have to pull the arm across. It's like, you're gonna end up with this fucking argument with this guy.
Right.
And he's an overpowered character. And the only power you have over him is money. And the only reason he doesn't whoop your ass is because you pay him.
Yeah.
So, like, now you're in this fucking weird thing. You know? So, but you have to ask a question or you'll never get good. So you have to figure out what is the culture that you're in. And that'll teach you how to phrase your question. You may need to phrase your question by telling this dude how great his move works. And being like, why would someone try it like this? I saw some idiot do it like this. You might have to phrase it that way just so they know you're not challenging them.
Yeah.
You might. Now, that's a really crass example, right? But you might have to literally be like, so when people do it like this, it's because they're fucking stupid, right? Like, this is dumb. I should do it like this. And they're going to be like, yes. Or they're going to be like, no, both are good. Like, you'll get some kind of answer. But you have to figure out what your culture is. Now, with me, when I go to that mat, I try to create myself into, like, an autistic servant. And I say these things with love in my heart for all these things I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Like, so I try to imagine that I'm hyper functional and not very emotional and not as socially aware. And then I try to put myself in the spot where I must answer you and I must come over. If you ask for my help, I can't be busy on my phone. I can't be talking to another guy. I can't be looking at a girl's tits. If you ask for me, I have to come to you because I'm your fucking slave. I'm your fucking slave. I have to be. And, like, when you ask me a question, I can't get in my feelings about the way that you phrase it. So if you say something fucking cunty to me, I have to just act like it didn't happen and answer you from an objective place. Otherwise, I fail to be a good servant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
These are the standards that I hold myself to. Do I always reach these standards?
No.
But I would honestly say I get an A. So fuck you. Like, I get an A. It's not a high A,
But it's an
And I'm gonna
A.
give myself like a 91.
It's an A.
It's an A. I hold myself to those standards. Like I don't like. So the other day I was on the mat, and these two guys tried to do a matchup that I thought was ill-advised, and I did say something that was kind of sort of cunty, but it was just because I was frustrated and I didn't want to say anything actually rude. So what happened was the guy's like, "No, I think we're still just gonna go," and I was like, "I'm not gonna discuss this any further," is what I said.
Yeah.
Right. But I could have just said nothing. I could have just let them do that.
Yeah.
Right? But I still wanted to get my 2 cents in without saying anything like, well, fuck you. You should listen to me. Right?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that. But that's how you know my standards are different. Because when I said, I'm not going to discuss this with you any further, I don't approve of that. Where another motherfucker would have said something cunty and then justified it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have high standards for my life. I don't have high standards for like my actions or the food I eat. I have high standards for who I am when I'm in the role of teacher on a mat. You put me in that role, my standards go up. Outside of that, I don't really have high standards.
Yeah. Maybe on
But
clothes.
there I do. Like, that's the fucking church, man. Like, that's the fucking church. And like, there's nothing worse than a fucking crooked clergyman. There's nothing worse. Nothing. Like, there's literally nothing worse
Mm-hmm.
than a person who says, here's the way. And they're a fucking wolf under there, you know, just waiting to fucking eat you. There's nothing worse than that. Like, I'd rather kick it with a murderer, a known murderer, than a person who would be willing to take in 500 people or so, take their money and tell them bullshit. Not that religion is bullshit. I'm talking about crookedness, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like, if you'd be willing to take in people and they're thinking, this is the way to eternity, or this is the way I should live my life, and you're willing to take them in and lie to them, that person is like one of those 1,000 death kind of people.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking sick cunt, and like, I want to kill you. Like, I want to kill you. And if you're doing it with jujitsu, which is the only pure thing in my life, that's why I can't stomach really bad teachers. I can't stomach it. Like, that's my religion you're fucking with. Those are the only standards that I have in my life that matter. And they may not matter to you. But motherfucker, don't act like that around me. It's like, there's certain people you can't say like God damn it in front of, right? And like,
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain people, they'll tell you too. If they're one of those people, they're like, hey, you can't ever do this. And then out of respect for them, you do your absolute best to do that if you respect them.
Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, if I'm on a jujitsu mat, you better be giving me your best you. If you're teaching and you're not your best you, I'll call you out. I can't help it. I do it involuntarily. I can't help it. You are fucking with God. Like, in my life. Like, that is God in my life. That is the only guiding thing that has brought me any joy and has made me any better and has given me a better part of myself to give to other people that maybe made them a little better too. It's the only thing that I have that's that. Right? Now, maybe if I was a healthier person, I'd have more of those things. Respect. I understand that there's a hole in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that this is the one thing. So, like, if you fuck with it, don't act like surprised when my reaction is fucking serious. Like, when I act like you just, like, there are people that would, like, be like the way that someone's willing to fight if you say, like, fuck your mother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm on that shit for this. I could possibly go to jail because your armbar sucks. Like, that could happen. Like, that could happen. And I'm okay with
Yeah.
it.
That's fair. Yeah, man. Whatever
Here
happens.
endeth the rant.
There you go. Well, there's that, guys. So, yeah,
I mean, I don't ever get passionate. I don't know what people are talking about when they say that I'm loud and passionate.
yeah, no, he's fine. He's a regular dude. Well,
This is relax. I'm smoking weed.
yeah, he's fine. That's
Look what I'm doing again.
you're using the tubes.
No, this isn't even a tube. The tube is much, much larger than this. This is just a little tiny guy. Like, look at
Oh.
it compared to my finger.
Oh, you're going back to your slimmies.
Yeah. I don't need to be super indulgent all the fucking time. We need discipline.
discipline.
We do.
Discipline.
We need discipline.
discipline.
I'm trying to be disciplined.
Discipline. Indeed.
Yeah, dude. Especially since I have so much fucking work to do.
Yeah, man. You're gonna compete soon, right?
I guess.
I guess.
That's not what I'm thinking about. It's work though. When I'm thinking about work, I'm thinking about the project,
the project,
video.
the one stripe. Are you gonna have a 4-part series, or is it gonna be one series?
Hey man, do we putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? I didn't promise you a series.
I'm just saying. It's like, what about? I want. It's like, I want my. What about my second stripe? I want to get my second stripe, and then my third stripe.
You don't get a stripe, you dumb motherfuckers. It's a figure of speech. You're not under me.
So what
That's the whole goddamn point.
So do I get it in the mail, or like how does it work? Like when does it come in?
I know, right? Well, I'm not gonna start a fucking group. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fucking email you all the time or talk to you. I don't give a fuck.
Hey.
I'm on some Dan Pena shit when it comes to you. Like, I'm gonna give you all that I have, and then when you ask me anything, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, get out of here. Get out of here. Go do it yourself. What do you think I did this shit for?
Mm-hmm.
Think I'm making this shit so that you can depend on me for your answers? You need my approval? I don't want you to need my approval. I don't want to be your new master, dummy. The fuck? What are you asking me for? Go figure it the fuck out. Like, how are you so certain I even know? Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
you know. Get the fuck out of here.
You know. If we make everywhere the mat, that means everywhere you have to be.
That's why I want to charge so little for it. I want to charge so little for it once it's done because I truly believe in it. So, like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you make some shit that's based on your best move, right? Say, like, all right, let's imagine a world where I invented a technique called the Berimbolo, right? Or the Berimbolo, or however you want to fucking say it, depending on where you're from, right? Say I invented this weird knock you on your butt, get under your legs, take the back technique.
All right.
On a timeline, people figured that shit out. And so it's now just another move. But there was a window where nobody knew how to defend it. And if you were selling that move because you understood it on an expert level, you were banking serious cash on that move, right? But if you were just teaching that move right now, it doesn't have the same value anymore. It doesn't have the same monetary value. Gordon Ryan's heel hook thing, John Danaher's armbar series, all that shit, that shit's going to devalue over time. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So that's why I want to make something the way that I want to make everything. I want to innovate in the space that is timeless. I don't want to, like, some motherfucker is always going to be taught the scissor sweep around the same time he learns how to tie his belt. That is the way that jiu-jitsu is structured. It's not going to change, man. It's like if you were a wrestler and you were like, all right, I'm going to show a double, a single, the sprawl, and the fucking front headlock. And if you really had a deep understanding of it and could teach that in a way that informed people about everything else, you'd be serving everyone. You'd be serving everyone. The thing is, wrestling coaches are good. It's jiu-jitsu coaches that suck. So you wouldn't make any money doing that because there's a million guys doing that.
Mm-hmm.
In jiu-jitsu, all these marks want to make money on their moves, not on their ability to teach or communicate because they don't really have that.
Yeah. They don't need it.
So I'm going to the beginners. Cat's out of the bag. But guess what? Only 30 motherfuckers are hearing this because I'm not popular. So I'm not worried about sharing it. Like, I'm not worried about everybody knowing because nobody knows. That's the beauty of this.
Well,
the beauty is that nobody fucking knows. No one sees it coming.
Well, I'll tell you this much. We get more views on Pornhub than we do on YouTube.
I know, right?
That's so funny.
Thank you, perverts.
Yeah.
We love you.
Just, new episode or 201 comes out.
Keep those episodes going to Pornhub.
Yeah, they'll come out. I gotta just keep updating and reminding myself to do that, but it will happen. Also,
I'm super pumped about it.
Speaking
Shout
of
out to Pornhub for not kicking us off of there for not pulling my dick out.
To also, on top of not pulling your dick out, I need your approval on a jiu-jitsu move after this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got the UFC. It's happening right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a UFC going on right now.
And who's fighting? That's what a big fan I am.
Yeah.
So much I love the UFC.
Well, they got the old Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stevens.
Oh, right. Oh shit!
Yeah,
I would actually watch that fight.
yeah.
God damn it! I would have my laptop out right now.
Well, it's okay. You got
Is
time.
that fight happening right now?
No, no, no. You got time. It's not gonna happen until like the main card doesn't happen until 5. Their prelims are going on right now, and I know your girl
All right.
Sergio Pettis is fighting. I know Angela Hill is fighting,
Okay.
and who else is fighting? Anybody of notable odds? No, that's about it. Nobody else I really care about. Beth Carrera.
I definitely.
Oh, she beat. Oh, they beat the. Oh, I guess the feud's over. So Beth Carrera beat Eubanks.
Oh, Sajara
Yeah,
and Betch.
Betch.
They had a feud.
Well, no, I'm saying your guys' feud, Sajara's and Team I.
Why? Because she's a 35er now.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, because that, and also because I mean, I'm not. We don't need to rehash old things.
No, let's rehash it.
Oh, okay. So
We're not ashamed of what was said here.
So the cum slut lost today. What was it?
Watch your mouth. At no point did anyone associated with me call her a cum slut.
Oh, what do they call her?
That is just not true.
Let's look it up on the internet.
What she may have been called is a cum dumpster.
Oh, that is correct. How could I forget?
Which is a different thing.
Yes.
Entirely.
I agree. One's a receptacle, the other one enjoys it.
One implies enjoyment. I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think cum slut isn't a shameful title.
Right.
Where cum dumpster, anytime you're a dumpster of anything, there's shame involved.
Yeah, because you become a
That's all
thing.
I'm saying.
You become a thing. You're not a person anymore.
So,
Okay. Cum dumpster lost. There you go.
well, you don't have to refer to her that way.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I did. I said just let it go. But then I just go. It's either on or off. I just go both ways.
What you could have said is that a person who was once referred to as a cum dumpster took a loss today.
Ah, there you go.
You called that woman what you called that woman. You son of a bitch.
Yep. Come crucify me. I'm ready for it. Hang me up. Nail me
I
out.
just like burying my friends.
Yes, nail me up. Take me. I'll be sacrificial.
Whoa.
I'm just stretching my arms there, buddy. What's going on? Just stretching my arms out. Ugh.
I'm just doing a big arms thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my shoulders hurt. Sore.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's
There's
like
blood in my palms.
yeah, my wrist hurt. It's weird. So do my ankles. They hurt a lot too. I feel a lot of pops in them. It's weird, but it's okay.
Okay. Wrists or palms?
Palms. Or did he get pinned in the wrist? I don't know. I thought it was both.
So, when people reference stigmata, they're usually referring to the palms. And stigmata would be this is like a layman, right? I'm not religious. I'm like a hobbyist of like studying religion.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's so many of them that some of the stories blend in my mind and I get confused. But I believe that the stigmata is a manifestation of the wounds inflicted upon Christ during his crucifixion. Did you look up the word stigmata yet?
Oh no, I'm looking up to see where he got nailed.
Well, look up the word stigmata as well. So there's a school of thought that says that the stigmata appears in the palms and in the tops of your feet, and it can also manifest itself in the wound that the Roman soldier is said to have given him across his ribs, and the crown of thorns. That all of these things, if they like spontaneously display blood in those places, and it's like a thing about the presence of Christ and stuff. It's like a thing. So, but like they always bleed from their palms if they're talking about stigmata. They never bleed from their wrist.
So
right?
yeah. So
And the thought is that the hand would not be able to support the weight of a human body. That if you put like a nail in your hand and put it on the cross and put your nail in the hand on the cross, that the hand would not have supported the weight, and therefore the Romans must have been crucifying through the wrists of the people that were being crucified. Is this accurate information I'm saying?
yes, let me see what they said. Yeah. So Greek word for hand also includes forearm, and that the nails were placed near the radius and ulna of the forearm. So might even be higher up than what we think.
Okay, so it might even be like here,
Yeah.
which makes the most sense to me because it's closer to the center of the body mass, you know?
Yeah.
So it's more likely to be able to hold. It's like imagine you're trying to hold yourself up by your palms,
Yeah.
right?
It's really hard.
Then imagine yourself trying to hold yourself up with your elbows underneath you, you know? I think one's likely to be successful and one's not.
Yes. And we have lost Darren. His face is gone.
No, I'm coming back.
He is responding to
I'm
messages.
coming back. I made a mistake. I thought I had something that I didn't have. And are we back?
Yes, we're back.
All right. For a split second, I was like, are you sending me a menu? But I think it was just a picture of the bar.
Gotcha. Depressing. It's like that's depressing. You guys not even trying to. He's like not trying to send me a menu. Just trying to show me what I missed out on. Oh, for being responsible. How dare you?
Dude, we must do what we must do.
Yes.
This is podcast time.
This is podcast time.
That's why we eat a stolen bar. We fucking do the podcast and we drink the water.
And hopefully
that's the right thing to do.
It'll fill up and keep you full. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So Yair versus Jeremy Stevens.
Correct.
All right, let's do picks, but don't tell me what the betting lines are. But please look them up. Oh wait. We were still talking about Stigmata, right?
Yeah. We're still talking about Stigmata.
And then I might have thought I was gonna get some food, so then I was like, "Oh wait, let me check on this." So yeah. So was I correct about the definition of the Stigmata?
Yeah.
Those are the places.
Yeah, like the head, the feet, the stomach. Let's see, what was the other one? Forehead, whipping marks, nail wounds at the hands and feet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the fucking whipping marks. Because there's 39 lashes, yeah?
Yeah.
I forgot about the fucking lashes. Damn it. See, I knew it was incomplete. That's what I mean. I forget about stuff because I'm not actually religious. And I just think these are all interesting ideas and that they're based on things that are usually based on stories that would actually help people's lives, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually. There's a lot of really, really weird, mean religions, but
yeah.
we don't even discuss those.
Nah, we don't.
Or what the people that practice those religions look like.
Oh, how dare you?
No, I'm kidding, actually. It doesn't really mean anything. Because all of the major like religions, the people look like just about everything. Like all right, so take Christianity.
Yeah.
What does a fucking Christian look like?
Looks like a dude or a girl or a he, she.
Because
she,
they
he.
come in all colors and all hair textures and like same thing with Jews, same thing with Muslims. Now we associate Judaism with whiteness, but that's not actually true. And we associate Islam and Muslimness with Arabness, but that's also not fucking true. Right? Because at one point you could have just as easily associated Christianity with that region as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we wouldn't even associate Christianity with fucking Rome if not for like Rome.
Jesus.
Like, so I don't know, it's complicated shit.
Okay. Fair enough.
So back to the UFC.
Yes.
This is like a journey into the inside of my brain. So like somebody asked me today, like, what's the podcast about? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's kind of like Seinfeld.
Yeah. It's like
the podcast about nothing.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll, fighting.
Yeah, like all the good stuff.
Yeah. All the degenerates.
They're not degenerates.
Yes, we
They're
are.
the good stuff.
Yeah, for degenerates.
Dude, people that aren't degenerates have sex.
Yeah, and in that moment they're degenerates.
No. See, you're a weirdo Puritan person. Like, like you think that like what you're doing is bad. You just do it anyway. Like,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
says you.
It's not bad.
Says the bad guy.
I'm not bad.
It's like a
You
bad guy.
son of a bitch.
A bad guy
You're
telling me
like,
what's
so
good.
says bad guy.
Yeah, so says the bad guy. He's telling me that I'm doing everything right. Well, that's what Satan would say. He was looking me in the eye. Keep doing what you're doing, Anthony.
Speaking of the bad guy, shout out to Billie Eilish. I know you're in my city.
Oh.
She's the coolest child in the world.
Yes.
And she'll be that for another few months.
Anyway.
Is that a funny joke? Come on.
It's a great.
It's a fucking hilarious joke.
Hey man, it's not funny because some people just thought about that too. It's okay. Other people.
I don't know.
It's not funny because
Jokes,
I thought about
shuttles. Uncle Joey was right. Take a joke or take a fucking shuttle. Like, jokes are funny.
it too.
Like, did you see the joke that I put out on Instagram and on my Twitter?
No.
It's okay if you didn't see it.
No.
I love that you never see my shit.
No.
All right, so I said, I do not hate black people, and I do not hate hikers.
Yeah.
But I do hate black people that hike.
Yeah, I did see that. That made me giggle.
It's just a good, simple joke, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
But,
did
like,
see that.
I kind of do hate all of those groups, right? But I don't. But I kind of do.
Yeah.
Like, hikers love to tell you about their hike.
Black people
I
love to
don't
tell
give
you.
a fuck about your walk, dog.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking serious? Like, really think about what you're doing when you're like, and do you know that your hike sounds exactly like everybody else's hike? You know how your hike was?
Saw pretty things. It was outside.
No. Bro, it was amazing. It's so beautiful out there. Like, I mean, I swear to God, like, there's about 7 phrases that every hiker says. So it's like, please, like, spare me one of these 7 phrases. Like, I know how it was. Like, there's a reason I didn't ask. It's because I know. Like, it was challenging, but so rewarding and so beautiful. Like, okay, I know. Like the world's beautiful, and you like walking around in it in your free time. Like, yeah, fucking get it. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I don't care. Like, it's a solo endeavor. It's not that it's not cool, actually. It's that talking about it's not cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's just never like. It's like trying to talk about acid. It's like, if you're an average person, you can take acid and learn a lot for you. But then when I'm like, hey, what's it like? You're going to be like, oh, it's kind of like the whole universe is, word?
Yeah.
Some fucking incoherent bullshit like everybody else says to me. Who tells me the same shit. It's like the whole world was revealed to me and like everything is love. Like, thanks, dude. Thanks a lot. Like, there's no fucking insight in that shit. It's the same thing. Like, you can't talk about these things because they don't relate. You just have to do them. You have to tell people that they should do acid, and they should.
Yeah.
You have to tell people that they should go on a hike, and they should. You cannot talk about your hike. Now, here's the thing about black people.
Here it comes.
Which is a fun sentence, because if I sounded like me but looked different, you know what I'm saying?
Or if you just closed your eyes. Everybody closed their eyes and just pretended like they didn't know who you were.
You wouldn't be able to even fucking say this shit without getting thrown in jail forever. Here's the thing about black people, like,
they like to tell you that you're black. I get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
yo, man.
Kind of. Like, black people love when they have the ability to call you racist, but they don't want to be inconvenienced by it, right? They just want to be able to be like, "Oh, you racist!"
Then walk away.
Like that moment is so fun for them. Like, they live for that shit so much so that they'll say it when it's not true, right? And you always say the same shit. So it's like, okay, it's like I can make a movie called White Chicks where black dudes dress up like white chicks.
Right.
But I can't make a movie called hood girls or like
Black chicks.
or okay, the exact same thing.
Yes.
Black chicks. Because no one really says black chicks.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like people say white chicks. People say that. Like even white people say that. Like that's a thing.
But if you're
say.
but if you're a black man, you say a black woman. You say white chicks, but a black woman. You understand what I'm saying, Darren?
You shut your fucking beef by your mouth. What I'm trying to get across to you, fucking Negro, is is that they want this like special privilege to like point out something. So like so you can't make that movie the other way. You can't make a movie where white dudes dress up like fucking black girls and quote unquote act like black chicks. You can't make that movie. And the reason you can't make that movie is because it won't make money. Now the reason it won't make money is because everyone's assholes. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And it's convenient for a lot of people that think that they're talking for all black people to continue to make all of us assholes and like let us be hypocrites instead of just being honest and being like, oh, it's the same thing. No, see, these people were not oppressed. You know, there's a history. It's like, you think I already fucking know that? You think you're introducing something new to the argument? Well, maybe I'm introducing something new to the argument. That never crossed your fucking mind? It didn't cross your fucking mind that like maybe I'm thinking something different than you? That maybe I interpret these events slightly different than you do? And that that's all right too? That you don't own narrative, motherfucker? Like you don't own narrative. You don't get to just say like this is the black experience.
But they do. They do it all the time.
And do you know that that wasn't your experience, nigga? Like that wasn't you. You weren't on that bus with Rosa. And if you were, you would have fucking got up. You fucking pussy. Like don't talk to me about this shit. Like that's you. You write yourself into this spot where you're the hero at a convenient spot in history, where a bunch of really, really soft white people are down to agree with you about anything you say. Like it's a real convenient time. You're not Nat Turner, bitch. Like you're not doing that kind of work. You're not Martin. You're not Malcolm. You're not doing that work. The heaviest people that are doing the heaviest work, most of them are conservatives or in the middle. Black people on the left are the most boring, lame cunts in the world to me. Like, there's no nuance to any of your arguments. You sound like the same. All you do is say the shit that you think is going to get you your grant money, bitch. Like, you think I don't know? My mom writes these things. Like, you think I don't know?
Give them the truth.
I'm not moved. Like, I see this thing in black culture right now where they did this thing in Atlanta. I think it was in Atlanta. And T.I. and Killer Mike and Candace Owens are all on the same stage, right? Mm-hmm. There's other people on the stage too. And Candace was like, yo, the birth rate, immigration. And they're like, boo! You talk white, bitch. That's basically what people were saying. And then finally, Killer Mike was like, y'all niggas are full of shit. Like, you hate this woman. Like, you fucking hate her. Because she said a bunch of shit that Elijah Muhammad, who is the leader of the Nation of Islam, has been saying for a long time. And when he says that shit, when Farrakhan says that shit, you're like, clap, 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 clap. Because you see that guy and you think radical black guy. So he can say these things, but these are conservative ideas. They say conservative shit constantly. But it's okay because you know how fucking they don't fuck with white people at all, right? At all.
Never.
Don't really fuck with you. Go fuck yourself. They call you devils, right? So it's okay when he says, yo, like, black abortion is the worst thing you could ever do. Like, never abort a black baby. Which is an extraordinarily conservative point of view.
Yeah.
Abortion should be illegal. Why would you abort a black baby? That's a very, very conservative idea.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's a black guy.
It's okay when Elijah Muhammad says it, But if Candace Owens says it, she's a fucking idiot. And it's like, well, I don't really agree with either point of view because I don't like their reasoning behind it. But like, you can't point at her and say she's a fucking demon when all she's doing is saying the same shit your heroes say. You don't like her face?
But she's a demon because she's playing that uncle, or I guess auntie.
And then these cunts that have the most attention, they're just the same as everybody else. When T.I. comes on in the academy, I will fuck you up. I will whoop your ass. When T.I. talks from now on, I'm not listening. There's no reason to ever listen to anything that dude says. He doesn't say anything. He's just a dumb motherfucker like everybody else.
Yeah.
He's made some good decisions. He's made some good financial decisions, and he's made some good entertainment music. He's not a uniquely intelligent guy. He's not. Not on these kinds of things. Not when it comes to these kinds of like thought matters, that like cultural matters. He's not nuanced enough. But what I realized was that Thomas, not Thomas, because he brought him up. Killer Mike really is.
Yeah.
Killer Mike is a nuanced, bright, cool dude who I would kick it with. Because I think I could learn something from him. I could learn something from T.I. too. He could teach me how to like move money and make cooler records.
Yeah.
But if we started talking about this shit, it would just be like being at the barbershop with anybody else. It wouldn't be like he's just a representative of the same people. It didn't have anything unique to say at all. Like, it was not disappointing because I didn't think that he would say something really, really bright, but I knew he had cool friends. So I was like, well, maybe he's fucking cool. He's not fucking cool. He's average as fuck. He's average as fuck. And I feel really disappointed with just the way that most black people think and talk in this fucking country. Like, do you know who Dick Gregory is?
I've heard the name.
Dick Gregory is an activist and a comedian. And, like, he was quite radical. And at one point, Killer Mike and T.I. have both individually told this story in interviews. And I've watched a lot of Killer Mike in the last 2 or 3 years. So I've heard this story a bunch of fucking times. But he tells this story about Dick Gregory cussing him out. Because they called him up on speakerphone and they're like, hey, we want to do a march. And he's like, what the fuck is you niggas going to march for? We did that 15 years ago. It's over, nigga. You lost. Like, it's over. Like, it was like the most bleak outlook. Like, he was like, did you notice that the literacy rates are down and like your birth rates are down and like it's glorified that you're all idiots? Like, that's what you want to be? You think reading is white? It's over. It's over. It's fucking over.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's so funny, but it's so not. But it's so
funny.
Like, they were like, hey, hi, you're our hero. We want to march. He's like, march for what? You're dead. Your kids have no future.
It's like, well, damn.
That shit is so real.
It's true.
But like one of the things that I loved about seeing Killer Mike talk to the audience that he was talking to was that he was like, yo, as much as you want to read Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad and Marcus Garvey, he's like, you need to pick up a Thomas Sowell book, who's a really, really bright dude with very, very conservative thoughts and logic behind it, and he explains himself very well. And his books are incredible. Right? He gave them like all these sources.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is like, that's what you should be doing, because you're saying something different. And it's not different for the sake of different. It's not different for the sake of grandstanding or jerking off. Like, I know this, right? It's like, oh, and that just earned us our Pornhub right there.
There you go. Jerking off.
Like, it wasn't just for the sake of being indulgent. It's like you're actually taking people who a large amount of those people have probably never even heard the name Thomas Sowell. Never heard the name. And then maybe they pick up a book that they would have never picked up and see a point of view that they would never have heard. Or maybe they just Google it and they watch a YouTube video that turns them on to not only Thomas, but whoever the fuck interviewed him. Whether they're on the left or the right, now they know that there's somebody who's willing to talk to somebody who either is a different black voice or a liberal person who's willing to talk to a conservative person, which is a valuable person too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because usually these cunts stay in their own camps. So anybody that's talking across camps is dope. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Not like do what they say,
but
listen to them. Listen to the shit they have to say. They have a value. But if they're saying the same thing that you expect them to say because of how they look away. That's my default setting. If you come at me and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I thought you would say, I'm done. I'm good. I know everything you're going to do. I know how you move, and I don't care about what you have to say. Surprise me, and I'm yours. Surprise me, and you kind of own me. Nah, I mean,
black women, not white, not black chicks.
Look, the queen, like, so it's funny how, like, and it's I know, like, people are going to be like, but you're ignoring the oppression. It's like, look, man, if I say that my mother is a queen, if I say that I am a god, I think there's some people that would go really, really hard on the fact that I would say I'm a god, even though that's not what I said.
Right.
This is a hypothetical situation.
Yes.
But nobody would be like, oh, your mother's a queen. Of course your mother's a queen. If I said my mother is a black queen, people would be like, oh, of course you feel this way. It's totally cool. If I were white and I was like, the most important thing on this earth, the most important thing is the purity of the white woman. And the reason for that is just so that there can be white children in the future. If you reduce that, then you reduce the chances of anybody that looks like me, that people that have my culture, continue to exist in the fucking future. And I don't want to imagine a world where that's no longer the case. Now, with my brown skin and brown eyes and nappy hair, if I say that shit, nobody's going to have a problem with that. Nobody's going to be like, oh, that's not cool, Darren. If I was like, I want to marry a black woman and have black children, they'd be like, of course, that's nice.
No, you get an upvote on Instagram.
I want to make me Asian. You're going to be like, oh, no, it's good to keep on your traditions. Yeah. In America, you're only blah, blah, blah percent of the population. Like, I understand. But you can't say that and be white because the numbers are too big for it to be okay for some people's stomachs.
Yeah. I
think you shouldn't be able to say that and fucking hate other people or marginalize other people. You can have an opinion of that, like you can have an opinion like that without it being even weird or gross, for real. But you could also have that opinion and have it be super fucked up.
The people are here.
What's up, guys? The guys are back, so I'm gonna go headphones for the podcast.
All right.
So I'm not both inconsiderate. But yeah. I think it's something that people don't like fucking talking about, and since I don't care about anybody, except for how much I care about them, I don't care about how sensitive they are, is what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't care if it hurts their feelings or decide if they hear this and decide they don't like me anymore. I don't fucking care. So like we can have these kinds of conversations, but not everybody can.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta check what's his face in the back. Oh, is that the
Sure. Wait, say that again.
You gotta slap Casey around. He's flexing on you in the background.
Oh, he was literally flexing?
Yeah, he's
flexing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'll eat this food.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
It's a sandwich. It's a sandwich and some chips.
There you go.
Wake.
He's
Magic.
good. He's good. Food to get
Flush.
that energy.
You think I don't need the energy?
I know I said you do need the energy.
Dude, look at the fucking...
You said, look at these. You said, you see these? Illegal in Vegas.
These things might be like 3 inches around.
Temporary ban. Don't ban the Muslims. Ban my arms.
All right, let me tell you one thing that I did today, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Today I took some fucking responsibility for myself,
Yeah.
and I took a private boxing lesson.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time I've thrown these hands in a long, long time, and I chose to throw my hands with Randy Couture's old boxing coach.
Nice.
And I had a really great time. And for the very first time, my hands connected with the mitts and made the sounds that I hear when other people hit mitts.
Oh.
See, like usually when I hit mitts, it sounds very sad. Like that loud cracking sound that people associate with hitting mitts.
Yeah.
If I throw 100 punches, I get 0 of those sounds. Today, I got about 17 of those sounds
Yeah.
out of 100 punches. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I still suck, right? I'm not good at boxing now. It's not like I took a fucking lesson. Now I can box.
No,
like
so-
I know I can't box. I'm sitting next to a dude that can though.
Yeah.
Yo, Ryan, these motherfuckers don't even know yet.
Oh
These
wait.
motherfuckers don't even know. Only 15,000 of you niggas even follow this man.
Is he the
Oh,
guy?
he's like one of the greatest boxers on earth right now.
Is he the guy that has a white dude for a profile picture?
Send more followers.
Yeah. So here's something that we found out.
What?
If you Google Ryan, if you Google Ryan Martin right now, the picture that comes up is some white dude.
Yeah, I know that. When you
So this is a shoot.
It's some guy in the UK with my
Yeah. So we gotta whoop his ass. Take your name back.
So your name isn't.
But yeah, we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Type in my name. It's a white guy that shows up.
Yeah. If you type this man,
Yeah, type me in. Make
Yeah,
sure y'all
I'm-
follow me on Blue Chip Boxing on Instagram and Twitter, man.
Blue Chip Boxing on Instagram and Twitter.
And I got badass friends too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
not-
saying?
Like badass friends that can kick your ass like Just Guy. So
That's right.
No,
So
like we
follow
do
along.
bad shit.
Meanwhile, this motherfucker sound like Chris Tucker, right?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I did my first boxing lesson and I made my first real cracks on the mitts.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna dedicate myself to learning this. I want to become of more value. Like I'm not gonna try to have a boxing match, even though I might do one boxing match or something.
One.
just to do it.
One.
I'm a fucking psychopath. I'll do like one thing one time, you know.
Yeah.
But what I really want to do is be able to hold mitts for fighters
Yeah.
hold on, I got a smartphone.
and understand when a striking coach is giving advice, if it's good advice or not. Because right now, when I listen to a striking coach,
Mhm.
I have to cross my fingers and hope that he's as smart as I am about grappling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I have to cross my fingers. I have to be like, I believe that you know what you're talking about. And if he logically shows me, I can see it, right? Just like if he's like, all right, why would you do that for the armbar? I'll be like, oh, because of this. And I can put him in the fucking armbar and he can figure it out for himself, right? Like, I will happily do that shit. Like, I want to be able to hear what they say and know.
Mhm.
I want to be able to eventually just coach that too.
Yeah.
And that's a long process. And I started it today.
Awesome.
It begins. And as that begins, so ends the podcast.
This does.
Anthony, it's abrupt.
It is
I know
abrupt.
it's abrupt.
So you need to
But
stay
this
on.
is goodbye for real.
We need to stay on. No, we need to stay. I remember I need to ask you a question, so you need to stay on.
I remember.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for listening. We're going to add this episode, of course, to the cachet on Pornhub. We're not stopping with that shit until they make us.
Yes.
Apparently, we are 4 times as popular on Pornhub than we are on YouTube. YouTube, get your shit together. Pornhub, we love you more. XOXO.